Today I am finally installing an oil pressure gauge on the Civic. So the first thing I'm going to do is attach the oil pressure sensor to this sandwich plate. This is also from Glow Shift, same people I got the gauges from. I'm going to attach it to this sandwich plate, and this sandwich plate is going to go in between the block and my oil filter. Now that I've got this set up, everything's tightened down, I'm gonna get under the car, take the oil filter off, and then slap this in place. So I'm gonna go ahead now and actually drop the wire down. So this connector goes to the sensor, and then this one is gonna go to the gauge in the car. I'm gonna thread it through my cruise control port since I don't have that anymore. All right, so you can barely see it, but right there is my oil filter. And down there, that little wrapped up thing of cords, that's the connector. And that runs all the way up back into here, which is where cruise control used to be. And that, perfect. And that has popped out right here. I'll probably end up taking the excess, threading it up, maybe wrap underneath here, going up, and I'll probably end up mounting the gauge here or over there. So, all right, it took me longer than I'd like to admit, but the sandwich plate is up in there. Let me get this wire out of the way. Sandwich plate is up in there. It's a little bit hard to see, but I've got the connector in, and there's a lot of excess wire down here, so I'm just gonna go ahead and pull it through the footwell when we get up there, and that'll give me, this should be plenty so I can mount my gauge wherever I need. All right, I got all the excess wire pulled through, and there is plenty of it, so that's good. What I'm gonna end up doing probably is, so here's the wire going into the footwell there. I'm probably just gonna hit some zip ties right around here so I can hold it in place. But it goes all the way down. You can kind of see down to there where the oil filter is. So now that that's all wired up, I'm gonna go ahead and finish the wiring in the interior. I've got to tap a couple wires to get power and everything to the gauge, but other than that, I should be good to go. So now the cable's pulled through and ready to be hooked up. I'm gonna go ahead and get behind that cigarette lighter because that's what I'm gonna be tapping for power. So the way to do this here is there's two screws, one here, one here, and then I think that's it. I'm gonna unscrew those, try to pull this thing out. It's kind of a big unit, it like slides all the way up to here and here, so hopefully it just pops right out. But we're gonna find out. So I was wrong, there are more than just the two underneath here. There's one all the way at the back here that you got to get out, and then there are two by the or underneath the glove box, one of which is up here where this hole is, and then the last one is back there where the wrench is on right now. It's all the way back there. Slightly unpleasant to get to, but it's not the worst. So once all of those are out, then I'll be able to actually pull this down and get access behind there. All right, finally got it down, and we are looking at the back of the cigarette lighter. I've got a yellow and a black wire. Not sure exactly what does what, but black usually means ground. So I'm probably gonna tap off the yellow wire for power. See how that goes. What I am gonna do really quick is feed this wire up behind the dash here and pop it out up through here, because I'm probably gonna mount the gauge here. So I'm just gonna have the wire running like just up through to there. So I'm just gonna go ahead and feed this around the back and pull it up through. All right, I've got the last little bit of the wires kind of moved to where I need them to be. Wired it through the same little place. The only difference is this just shoots out here. Hopefully it doesn't interfere too much. Again, I might have to cut and drill and whatnot, but I believe we're looking at So this yellow one is switched, red one is constant, black is ground, and orange I believe is dim. It's for like you attach that to something that'll like when your headlights turn on or something like that. I'm gonna tie the red and yellow together so that they just both go to a switch source, which will be the cigarette lighter thing here. Okay, so I was looking around, and that panel back there is just kind of connected up to this one, and there's a screw right there, so I think I'm gonna just try to ground this up at that screw. I've got the ground set up there, and next thing I'm gonna do is get to soldering that switch right onto the back of that cigarette lighter wire. Okay, so I finished up wiring in the wire here. I think I've been saying this wrong this whole time. This is the constant 12 volt, and this red one is the switched 12 volt. So for now, I'm gonna test this, see if this works. If it doesn't, I'm gonna attach this and see if that works. I'm just gonna tie these two together and see if that works, and then move from there. All right, here we go. First test. Let's see what happens. Nothing. All right, I've now got these two tied together on the switched ignition source. So now I'm gonna throw the battery back in, try it again, see what happens. All right, round two, here we go. Keys in, we got noise. And there she goes. That is nice. All right, shut the fuck up. Beautiful. That is awesome. All right, perfect. Got it wired up. So yeah, make sure to tie those two together, I guess. I guess that's important. But yeah, I guess that's about it. Wow, man, that's as easy as it is.